So I'm just going to go ahead and type in average displacement in the X direction. I'm just saying in the X, so I'm just going to go ahead and put my units in again, and we know that we're going to do the same thing here for Y. So let me just drag this over. And so how do we label our average? We're just going to go ahead and say equals to, and then start typing in the function average. That's not the function that I wanted. Average is what I want. And now we want the X. So all we have to do is just tap on the F column here. It's going to produce F:(F), and then just select on your return key, and it's going to give you the average X displacement here, which is 0.387. Okay. So we're going to do the Y the same way, and I'm just going to fill and drag this to the right. Okay, so now that we have our average X and we have our average Y, if I were to go back to this, we know that we need to calculate time first, and time is just equal to the square root of a -2 times the Y displacement over G. So let's put that in. Time of flight, this is going to be in seconds. And this is just going to be equal to SQRT. There's a function. Let's select on it. The very first thing we need to put in is a -2, and then we're going to multiply that times the displacement in the Y divided by 9.81. And that's just gravity. So I'm going to hit return. And one of the things that I did not do is change this value to Y. So average displacement in Y. So we have our time of flight. And the next thing that we're going to do is predict or calculate the initial velocity in the initial velocity period. And this is going to be in meters per second. So now we know that the initial velocity is just equal to the displacement in the X direction divided by the time of flight. So here's our displacement in the X direction, and it's going to be divided by the time of flight. Hit return, we're ending up with something like 3.1. Of course, we can't really measure down this far, so let's just go ahead and reduce our decimal place to at least 1. You can have 2 if you like. And this should not be in currency. Just go ahead and make it a number. So that ends this particular video series. Don't forget to submit your work. So let me see if I can. So we've analyzed our data, and now it's time for you to submit.